Now let's look at hopefully some of the better news, right? What can you do about these things? How does GIA attack these particular stressors, topics, and influences? So we're going to look at our 5G solutions and biofield care products. I mentioned earlier, a mantra, a motto is your wellness made better. So every product that we curate, we do that with one purpose in mind, and that supports your wellness journey by optimizing those four foundations you see on the screen: hydration, energy, nourishment, and empowered aging with skincare. So we use standout ingredients, years of research, patent and proprietary technologies. We put them all in a blender and we create peak wellness products for you. And we've done that, as I mentioned now, for 15 plus years. We have several million customers. We have over 100,000 distributors. And as I mentioned, we have really brought this to the masses. And the success of the company has been a combination of the quality of these products and technologies and what they, how benefit-driven they are. And of course, the passion, enthusiasm of our consultants that are bringing this to the world. And it really requires both components to create a successful business, especially in our distribution channel of referral marketing. So let's talk a little bit about technology breakdown. Single file alignment, you're going to hear that acronym, that word a lot in GIA. It basically takes the chaotic structure of water that your body has a very difficult time absorbing, breaks that down into a single file line. Technically, it's called long range molecular alignment, but that's a mouthful. So we came up with SFA, and one of our great leaders in GIA came up with, hey, did you even recognize that SFA also stands for super fast absorption, which I love. So kudos to them for coming up with that. And so people use that interchangeably. Single file alignment, super fast absorption. One is describing what it is, the other describes the benefit. I think you get the drift. So what are the benefits? 3 times more hydrating than regular water, antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral properties, supports a balanced pH, supports a healthy microbiome. Now, you're going to ask yourself, well, how does it do that? Well, it's still just water, but it's water that actually gets into your body much quicker because it has a different viscosity. We rearrange, as I mentioned, that molecular alignment into a single file. We pair SFA with a technology called ERT, Energy Resonance Technology. What does it do? It's kind of like if SFA is the password that gets things into your cell, the username, ERT is the password. So SFA and ERT together are the username and the password to make sure that things actually get into your body where they're supposed to go. ERT increases bioavailability of substances. ERT runs like a red thread to every single GIA product. Doesn't matter whether it's liquid, solid, whether it's in hydration category, energy, you name it, any category, any product carries energy resonance technology. It's frequency-based, powerful, enhances physical stress resilience, directly works with your biofield. It's phenomenal. So what do we do? How do we attack in the energy category? How do we attack electromagnetic radiation life stressors? Through a 3-pronged approach. We have environmental solutions, body-worn, and device-specific. And by an environmental, I mean your personal environment, not necessarily the environment out there that you're not interacting with, but your environment, your work environment, sleep environment, leisure environment, driving environment, you get it. So here's some of those solutions on the screen. We're going to go through a few of them. If you want to check out all of them in detail, go to either giawellness.com or go to the website, the personal website of the person who invited you on tonight's webinar to see more information about these products. Those websites, by the way, are mirrored. So whatever is on the corporate side, you will see on our individual consultant's site. But we highly encourage you, of course, to go to the individual consultant's site and place your orders there. Make sure that there's a linkage and a referral between you and the person who invited you on the call. Now, patents, yeah, they're important in GIA, and we're proud of them. Compositions for protection against electromagnetic radiation exposure. That's one of the patents that is powering the technologies that we distribute and market in GIA. How does it work? Well, very simply but powerful. When electromagnetic radiation is present, I'm going to pick up my cell phone. I'm going to just show you kind of if you can see this on the screen. So here's my cell phone. And when I have the GIA technology, which I do, on my phone, electromagnetic radiation, even if my phone is in standby, it triggers the patented polymer material that is in the technology that I have on my phone. So when that happens, a wave is emanated by the patented polymer material that's on my phone. That wave superimposes itself on the radiation wave. So we're not diverting, we're not blocking, we're not shielding radiation, because if we did that, your phone wouldn't work anymore. You can't shield radiation and still expect to have a signal that allows you to send text messages and images and videos and all that and make a phone call. So anybody, very important point, caveat, side note, but important, if anybody in this industry tells you, I have a radiation blocker on my phone, run. Because if the radiation blocker worked, it would block the radiation and also block the signal of your phone, and you couldn't use your phone anymore. If they claim it's a radiation blocker and it sits on the phone and the phone still works, their claim is still incorrect because they're not blocking radiation. If they did, the phone wouldn't work anymore. And if it partially blocked radiation, which some bogus companies are making claims about that as well, if you're partially blocking it, it's actually worse for you, because anything that inhibits your phone's signal output, the phone is programmed to increase power output to find the signal. So the more signal inhibiting you are, the worse it gets for you, meaning the more radiation you're exposed to, because the phone is basically stepping on the accelerator of power output. So be very, very careful when you read these fantasy claims of people blocking and shielding radiation when it comes to communication device. That's not the solution. The solution is to change the wave in how it impacts your body. So to give you a metaphor, think of our technology as SPF, sun protection factor, right? SPF, when you put it on your skin, it doesn't make the sun go away. It doesn't block the sun. The sun still hits you, but it changes how the rays of the sun, the UV rays, how they impact your skin. So the sun's still there, like radiation is still there when I'm using my phone, but the way the radiation is impacting my body is changed. So that's kind of a metaphor that's worked for a lot of people. So step 3, once I've masked that wave, not blocked, not diverted, masked, that's when the body now positively responds to that masked wave. Why? Because the body understands and likes randomized waves. What the body, because the Earth's magnetic field is randomized as well. The body does not like repetitive high-frequency waves that bombard the cells. So we are taking that repetitive wave that comes from your cell phone without, if it doesn't have the GEA technology on it, we are turning that into what's called a randomized wave pattern that the body actually positively responds to and understands. Very important distinction. The other brilliant aspect to this technology is it is powered by the very toxin that it counteracts. Think about that. So the same way that light powers, fluorescent materials. So light hits a fluorescent material and, let's say you have these little dots, stars on kids' bedroom ceilings that at night they light up. Well, during the day, light hits that particular material. At night, it regurgitates the material out. It regurgitates it during the day as well, but you don't see it during the day. But at night, when it's dark, all of a sudden you look up, you're like, oh my gosh, there's a starry sky in this room. It looks amazing. Well, how is that paper powered? It's powered by light. And in our case, how is this technology powered? By the very radiation that comes off your phone. So literally, we have this kind of magical on and off switch in our technology, in the sense that if there's no radiation present, our technology sits dormant because it's not being stimulated. But as soon as radiation is present, it comes alive and it emanates that randomized wave that masks the radiation wave. It's probably a little bit more detail than you're used to, but as you can tell, hopefully, I'm really excited about these things because as a science geek, these are the type of things that are game changers in the industry. And that's part of the reason why they've become so popular for us here at GEA. So let's look at some of the validation. 90% of brain hotspots have shown a significant reduction in amplitude. that's huge. That means usually when you put your phone up against your head and you have radiation penetrating into your head, into the brain, there's heat spots. About 270 different heat spots are being tested by SAR institutes or specific absorption rate laboratories. And what they have found is that with the GIA technology on the phone, those brain hotspots are significantly reduced in amplitude. And again, proof positive that we have a technology that actively works on counteracting the effects of radiation exposure. Same thing with SAR testing, specific absorption rate, dramatically different when the GIA technology is on your phone versus when it's not on your phone. And of course, when I say on your phone, this also applies to all other gadgets and devices that you can put our CellGuards and Universal Guards on, because they all contain, our technologies all contain this particular patented and proprietary technology duo. So it's not just a CellGuard that will do that. Brainwave profile imaging, same impressive results. On the left, you see this was a no radiation exposure, somebody who wasn't on a phone yet. Slow mode, normal pattern, brain is kind of relaxed and chill. In the middle, you'll see radiation exposure without GIA in the mix. Brainwave profile is very disrupted and very animated and aggravated. That's what a stressed out brain looks like. And on the right-hand side, you see with GIA in the mix, very normalized brainwave patterns. Matter of fact, even more relaxed than the baseline was. So what is ERT? If it's not clear already, I'm going to quickly summarize it for you. Resonant energy is the enrichment, the intensification of energetic frequencies. So we are basically using matching frequencies, a bunch of them, over a dozen, that we blend, metaphorically speaking, and we use those frequencies to create an energy enhancement in the biofield. So think of our technologies as singer A, and think of your body's biofield as singer B, and those two are singing in harmony. And when they're singing in harmony, the combined tone that comes from that song is entirely more beneficial, beautiful, and in an energetic sense, more resistant to the outside stressors that we are exposed to. So ERT, very, very powerful. Our biofield, we know, responds to frequencies, and therefore we pack those frequencies in all of our products, some of which you see on the screen. And as I mentioned, if you want to check them all out, read the research, how to use them, directions, instructions, the whole nine, testimonials, visit the website of the person that invited you on tonight's call. From the environment area, you mentioned, earlier, you probably remember, I have a little circle that says environmental, body-worn, device-specific. From the environmental category, things you put into your personal environment or office environment, home harmonizer, car harmonizer, things like that, they are designed to emanate biofield-friendly frequencies through ERT into the space that you live in. Very powerful, very popular in GIA. Now, body-worn solutions, I'll just have a quick sip here. From the body-worn solution category, remember, our body's electric, right? So if you wear an energy resonance technology powered pendant, which all of our pendant styles are, then you have around your solar plexus, if you're wearing it around your neck, or if you're wearing it in your pocket, it's around your kind of leg meridian, where a lot of energy moves and flows. You will insert or introduce through the pendant this bioenergetic bodyguard into your biofield. And that pendant will now start to energetically sing and resonate and harmonize with your body's biofield. That's why they've become extremely popular, because people are, mentioning that they are a lot more calm, they feel less aggravated, they feel more balanced, they sleep better, they recover better after workout, travel doesn't zap them of energy as much, all of those things and many others. So ERT is literally bombarded onto our pendants. The materials, the molecules over an extended period of time absorb the frequencies of energy resonance technology, and they start regurgitating, those frequencies start getting regurgitated out from the pendant into your biofield. And when that happens, you have that resonant interaction, that handshake between, energetically speaking, between your body biofield and dependent. So if it's not clear already, what does ERT do for the biofield? Supports and strengthens it. It's essential in today's high-tech age, improves resistance to stress, helps get you into that peak performance zone. So that's kind of the energetic handshake I was talking about. If you have two people that are both wearing a pendant, there is, in addition to the natural biofield interaction between the two, there is an additional enhancement and synergy that happens as a result of the biofields being strengthened. So we have this, saying in California, maybe in other states as well, but, hey, I had a really good vibe with this person. Well, it's very funny because it sounds like a surfer kind of esoteric, not really super important term, but in essence, it's super accurate. It's when somebody says, I'm vibing with that person, what they're really saying, energetically speaking, physiologically speaking, they felt a resonance with that person that harmonized. And we've all met people that we don't vibe with. And there is proof that part of that is an energetic clash between biofield A and biofield B. And so our goal in GIA is not just to bring these stress balancing type of solutions to the world. Our goal is, by doing that, to give people a balanced, harmonized frequency and vibration that has a greater synergistic and kind of multiplying effect on the overall balance of how people interact with each other. So GIA is not just a product company, not just electropollution and hydration and all of that. We're really a biofield care company that cares about elevating the nature, the balance, and the calm of biofields to a point where hopefully the anxiety that so many people are feeling these days because of whatever finances, politics, and pandemics, and threats of war in other parts of the world, etc., all of those things can hopefully be simmered down a bit, or hopefully a lot, by bringing these bioenergetic solutions to the world. Let's talk a little science. Real-life biofield images without GIA's ERT. Again, focus on the center, the red and the purple and lines in the center of the outside is kind of the baseline, that wheel you see on the outside. The inside is your biofield. And as you can see, massive difference left and right. When GIA is in the mix, when our technology is in the mix, the biofield is way more balanced, very circular, very round on the right-hand side. I'm talking about the blue and the red lines again. And on the left-hand side, very disrupted, very, jagged edges. Lifeblood microscopy research with our pendant in the mix. You see the typical Rouleau effect, that's blood cells sticking together, blood not really moving very freely. On the right-hand side, you got, with the GIA Life pendant, very free-moving blood after just a few minutes. Again, proof positive that energetically things are happening. Now, of course, it's not just the biofield where things, energetic discomfort shows up. There's other areas of the body where that happens as well. That's why, for example, we have spot-specific ERT-powered solutions that we call smart strips. You can place them anywhere on your body. I do it all the time when I'm a weekend warrior thinking I can still play tennis like I did back in the day and then finding out I can't. That is what helps me through energetic discomfort in various areas of my body, especially after playing. Now, they emanate into your biofield, very spot-specific energy resonance technology. So I hope you're seeing the red thread here. We're constantly infusing and reinfusing calming, reinforcing, soothing frequencies that your body understands to help counteract the effects of the toxic frequencies. Now, stress and energetic discomfort also affects your joint health. It doesn't matter where in your body. We got a ton of joints, and these joints tend to act up as we age and as we go out and do exercises and, maybe things we shouldn't be doing at our age anymore. That's what we call the GIA Smart Sleeves. They're highly flexible. We are pairing energy resonance technology with far infrared technology. Combination of those two, super powerful. Far infrared, we know blood circulation, oxygenation of the blood. We also have a 3D knitting process where the way these sleeves move on your body provides stability in one hand, but flexibility and free movement on the other. And that's crucial. I can tell you over the years, I had a pretty bad ankle injury and surgery in 1995 that almost derailed my tennis career. And, pins and screws and surgeries and you name it to repair it all. So I had to play with an ankle brace thereafter to support my ankle. Part of what the knock was for me with playing with an ankle brace, it gave me tremendous stability. It gave me no flexibility whatsoever. My ankle would literally just move up and down and nothing would side to side. Once I started using the Gia Smart Sleeves for my ankle, I was blown away. I mean, I wish I would have had that in 1995 because I have stability now and I have flexibility. So it allows me to move in all directions so I can still have feeling as to how's my foot positioned on the court, how am I running, how am I planting my foot and all of that. And at the same time, I have the stability to not feel like I'm going to roll over every single time I sidestep. So those are some of the nuances that especially athletes or even weekend warriors are noticing and loving with the Smart Sleeves. So if you haven't tried them yet, they're phenomenal. Back brace, same thing. We got a lot of people who are not even doing sports, but who love the back brace for the support when they're driving, when they're just going on a leisurely walk or whatever it may be. So far infrared, couple of fascinating facts because it is an additional powerful technology that we're working or have worked into the Smart Sleeves, penetrates deep into the tissue, reaches up to 2 to 3 inches beneath the skin, helps reduce joint stiffness and inflammation at the source. It helps increase nitric oxide production, boosts your blood flow, as I mentioned, improves oxygenation, nutrient delivery, and regular exposure to far infrared can enhance the production of collagen, a key protein for maintaining joint cartilage and flexibility, supporting long-term health.